But Doc, I think that we shouldn't see this issue as Okujoto going after, my brother Brian. Okujoto, remember in the past, he's done the same as far as to going to the Supreme Court on some MPP, leaders going for this land spray, and that the issue relating to the late Richard came in. Apart from that, there were other party leaders who went into this spray, going. Sorry. Let me finish, please.
What is the conclusion?
Please allow me to finish. I'll give you a lot of time. I just want to tell you, Okujoto is doing his work, and it is not because of Brian. It was a national call, and people who thought alike with him had to support him going forward. And I give reference to the action he took with reference to going to the Supreme Court and many others where politicians had to go for this land grab. So I think that should be very, very clear. You made reference to my colleague made reference to the fact that the MP there said, process rule and so on. What the lady was talking about, but the land grab, she's an MP there, but the guns should be talking about this. The land grab. And these properties, doctor, sit on the land and adjoining properties. And you see, the government acquired...
Well, she mentioned the La Hospital situation. She mentioned the trade fair.
Exactly. And you see, I think the Ghana, chiefs and people should be concerned. The Ghana people should be concerned about this because these are state lands that the state acquired for the use of government or for the state. So if you don't have the need for that, give back to them. It's as simple as that. And so I'm not even sure the details of whether it is a freehold or lease. So in land we have the freehold and lease. For lease, that will be given maybe 50 years or 99 years, and most of the time it's 99 years. And after that, it comes back to the original owner, and we start with the negotiations. And I think most of the land that were acquired by the government are freehold. So they pay you, particularly those ones that were acquired by the colonial government, colonial people. So the point is that we don't even know the details of the indenture. Is it the same freehold? Because when that thing happens, whoever buys takes it forever. And so I think that the Ghana people should be concerned. And I know very well some of this is going to happen in the Ashanti region, Kumasi. Because Otumfuor has so much control in state land in Ashanti region and Kumasi. So I think that the MP was talking for her people, and my friend shouldn't think that in the issue of oppressors rule. Why would you want to, bungalows? You just sell it to individuals, and people living there, the what they call the trade fair area, and so on. I think that is the reference. She's a politician, and she has to let the people know that indeed, and as Ghana, she's concerned about that.
Your honorable colleague raises the point of moral authority and justification, with reference to the fact that some of this acquisition of state properties and even lands occurred when your party was in government previously.
Exactly. So you raise the concern that, so something was wrong and now it cannot be corrected. So Honorable Okujoto and the leaders of this demonstration are concerned that something is wrong. So granted that it was wrong, the same thing should happen. The concern, I think, that I would advise my brother Brian to withdraw. Because see, why is Brian on this? Because she is a minister, a cabinet minister, of course. And so, why would you want to get into something that everybody is talking about?
But he is a businessman.
My point is that, you see, where it is slippery, you see, in the Bible it says that we have the right to do everything, but not nothing that we can do. You see, he is a businessman, but in this circumstance, he's a very special person. And so, that is why the president will have to come in. He's a businessman. I'm told that he's taking himself out of his business. And so when, granted that he didn't know, and the company or the board took charge to do
the records at the Registrar General suggest that he's a sole shareholder and beneficial owner.
Exactly. So, because he's a minister, a top minister, and this is happening, better withdraw. There are many areas that, he can invest in. So the issue is about the morality, the ethics around it. And so if his colleague, Honorable Okujoto, has concerns about that, I support that. And Honorable, I think that we need to make a commitment here that private members built in that Honorable Kudeto is talking about, we will support it. We have to support it. But you see, we need to be, we need to be clear in our minds that if you are a politician, your access to power, the access to authority is huge, unlike the other person. So because of that influence, you want to be careful going to some areas. So this demonstration to me is appropriate, and I want to commend them. And you see, I also expect that the same thing be done. We have to do the same thing in Central Region. That we have the
Central Region
Rare Ridge Hotel. That is one of the juicy hotels in the country. And even the hotel that I'm told that about 158 million cities was posted in Accra here, was posted as profit. These are hotels that are doing very well. And the Ridge Royal is one of the best hotels in Central.
I stay there when I go to.
Thank you. And if you go there in the weekends, sorry, if you don't book.
But I wept when I went to Bejaya.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And Busia Beach as well. They But the point is that.
In the Ridge Royal.
Yes. So the issue is that my point is that
they bought it when the NDC was in power.
Which Ahoy are we talking about? You can't say Ahoy. You have to say Ahoy, Pamna Ahoy, and
It's about the principle.
No,
I'm saying that
you
when
said
they were
Ahoy.
in power,
I want first
the
of all.
Ahoys were able to purchase snake
Don't
assets
say-
and now a minority
I'm
holder
just asking.
in Ridge Royal.
The principle is
at
the
that
same.
time, you
Please.
were not bold enough to say
Please.
what you are saying
So
now.
what I'm saying,
that is
one-
the point I'm making.
Which of the Ahoys? That's
the point I'm making.
Which of the Ahoys are you talking about?
That's the point
Because
I'm
it cannot
making.
be blanket. The other aspect of it is that which status were these guys in? Atu, was he a minister? Atu, what was his level?
There's a politically exposed person.
That's the
Thank you,
point.
which I agree. But the point is that at what level did they come in?
That's the point,
And
Randy.
so on. So the issue for me
No,
is
no,
that
the Ahoys, whether they are in government or not, how
come on.
powerful they are.
you are a deputy minister. You are a deputy minister. Certainly, your minister is above you. So that level is there. So, but what I'm saying is that if this issue is cited at the top, a cabinet minister who is also a businessman is involved in this, the best thing is to get yourself out, and that is not the end of it. So the other aspect of it, I asked you, I want to be very clear. You want to indicate here which of the Ahoy. Don't just say Ahoys. If it is Kwesi, if it is Ato, if it is Kwamna, get it clear.
Randy made
And
the
that's the
point
principle.
that they
Let me
are
finish.
politically exposed. Just as you are making us feel.
So
about
say
the
Ahoy. I want you to be specific. Which of the Ahoys? If you come here and blanket Ahoys, that is not the issue. The point, the other aspect of it that Doc, I want to talk about, which is very critical, is that if this bill is pushed in Parliament, we need to commit ourselves to support it.
Did you commit yourself to the principle?
The principle.
You did not commit yourself to the
And
principle.
the bill will cure the principle.
Did you commit yourself to the
see,
principle?
so
You're
the
not
point is
bold
that-
enough to
so-
condemn what
so-
your
so-
people acquired during your time.
But
you're
what does that
asking
mean?
me to commit myself to a bill that is yet to come to Parliament.
You see, Doc, the issue is about politically exposed person. But even within this politically exposed in space, there are categories. My brother's Brian issue here, you see, the point is that don't just be advertising Brian on this negative space because, of course, he's a minister. He is a top minister. And so if people have concerns about that, the best thing for probably the president to do, now, whether matters for principle or what, let's keep in Doc's line, we move on. So I think that for me, it is something that people have concern. Of course, Shrag will rule that thing out. But I think that the demonstration was important. But Brian and the Doc, the other aspect of it is that it is all these hotels are the pride of the state. These are savings of pensioners. Okay? And so, I think you pay SNP, right?
Of course.
Of course. So you are part of it. So if we can...
And for my employees too.
Exactly. And so, how do we invest? All these monies are invested. And one of the best and smart way of investment is this estate, the hotels and so on, which is making profit. So if you're not able to manage this, what is the sense of the investment and all those payments that we're making? So I think that if it is Labadinko, it is the pride of the state. The government will have to come in, and if there are management challenges, they have to inject some discipline in there for that to happen to work very well. And so why would you want to divest it? Why would you want to be sell it in the first place? I think that because, and Doc, you also mentioned that, I'm happy that you brought it up, that, the trade unions, they have also spoken about it. And so if the trade unions are talking about it, and the MPs are talking about it, and everybody's talking about it, let's stop it and move on. But that is not the only place that we can invest in as businessmen. So I thought that my colleague was going to make some comments about the fact that my honorable member of parliament did say the oppressors rule, and specifically, man, you need to take.
We are being oppressed over our lands.
Exactly, it's a fact.
Look,
It's a fact.
if indeed it turns out that the trades fair lands is not going to be used for the original thing intended,
That's the good honest.
and that is now being
sold to
cut and sold off to individuals and real estate developers, that is
Yeah. That is
That's the question she's talking about. So I think that I detest that. It's unacceptable, and those grabs should stop. Randy, the worrying aspect of it, you remember 2008.
because I've seen some machinery there clearing the whole land and whatever. I don't know what it is for. I've heard a lot of things.
Yes.
I mean, nobody's even come out to come and tell us what it is about.
With
When we had
impunity.
all those demolitions of people's offices and businesses, they were told that the whole trade fair project was going to take off and all that, and that is why they did that. Now we're hearing different things. I'm still digging. I want to be sure about what is happening before I proceed to speak on it. But if what we're hearing is what they're really doing,
But the guys should sit up.
Anyway.
And I made reference to the fact that, because I've worked with Lands Commission, I know, it can happen next, Otumfuor knows there, the space there. It's not going to happen. So if it's not happening somewhere,
Let's wait for the details.
what details?
No, because as
So
of now, we
this
don't know-
demonstration is not only for Brian,
It's for Brian.
it is also for the government or this oppressors routine, the grab. You see, Doc, 2008, getting to the end of the exit of MPP, the same thing happened. This land grab. Unfortunately, getting to the end of this government too, the same thing is happening. It's synonymous with MPP.
please.
let's take a break.
Don't go
We're back shortly.
I've gone there.